Hello, how are you? It's a beautiful morning this morning, a little cloudy. Might have some liquid sunshine today. I'm out getting my walk in, and my coach, Celeste Johnson, without an H. Whatever. But one of the things I remember my mother saying, it takes longer to wear out than to rust out. And so I'm committed to wearing myself out in terms of exercise and moving my body and doing productive things that, because I'm in my 77th year on the planet, does not mean that I have to slow down, and that there is more work to be done, and my goal is to finish strong, to die young at a very old age. So I'm out here walking, and I tell you, one of the things that's good about it, there are times when you don't want to go, but every time you go, you're glad that you went. Have you ever had that experience? Yes, of course you have. We all have had that experience. So here's something that I want to share with you, because there's some things I've been putting off, and I have to govern myself by my own message. Message discipline is very important, aligning myself with what I say. Only put things off for tomorrow, the things that you don't mind dying in you today. Hello. Only put off for tomorrow the things that you don't mind dying in you today. So I'm going to do the audio version of my book, and I'm going to spend the majority of my day doing that today. But I feel good that I'm honoring myself by coming out here to walk and to reflect on life and to create the next greatest version of myself. I know my work is not through yet. There are people that I'm supposed to reach and inspire and teach them how to bring their voice out and create a significant emotional event with an audience to transform them individually and collectively. And there are new heights for me to reach for as a speaker. I have not given my best presentation yet. I still got it. I'm still strong, and it's been exciting working with my son John Leslie, and we had an experience the other day. Pauline Ahi, check her out. She came and she spoke as a guest, and as a result, the speakers were up till 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning posting speeches. She removed all excuses. Pauline Ahi, A-U-G-H-E. Pauline Ahi, she's a bad somebody up in here. So many of my speakers said, thank you. I couldn't sleep that night. And they started posting speeches in the Hungry to Speak platform. And so it's interesting how a person can, through their example, through their words, inspire you. I'm out walking this morning, and I saw a bench where I wanted to rest at that bench. It was ahead of me. There was an older guy who was walking. He walked past that bench. So I said, I can't stop at that bench. He's older than me. I got to push. I don't feel nowhere as tired. So I said, I got to push up in here. Then he went past another bench. I said, you know what? He needs a little touch-up. He's out here showing off with his old self. I need to tackle him. Oh, my Lord. So I stopped anyhow. I just left him alone. He's gone walking somewhere. Oh boy. Oh, you know what? Speaking of things. Morning, sir. Yeah.
Feels good.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Listen. Can y'all see him? I don't know if y'all can see him or not. Came by us talking about the breeze feel good. Friendly, aren't you? Ain't that it? Yes, the breeze feel good while you walk past me and I'm sitting down.
Shame.
I'm gonna hit him. I'm gonna hit him with his cane. That's what I'm gonna do.
No, you're not.
God, the breeze feels good. Whatever.
Breeze feels good while I'm walking, right?
Yeah. Okay, so let's tell him, have I been good?
He has been really good, except for the last 10 minutes when we were sitting down. No, but I'm really proud of him for the last several days. Every day, he's out there. He's willing to go. Sometimes I have to pull him, but when he comes out, he actually is making progress. So every day, all you have to do is a little bit more. So wherever you are in your journey, get going, put a consistent factor on it, and go a little bit further every day, and you'll be amazed at how you will progress. So I'm training for a marathon. I'm trying to get him to go out there at least to watch me, right? So maybe it's not a marathon. Maybe it's a 5K. Maybe it's just walking around the block. But whatever you do, do something to improve your body, all right? Hey, Alan, how you doing? Lutaz, Irma, you get it? Love the laugh. I know he's crazy, isn't he? So, yep, get up, move it. It's Saturday. You have an opportunity to improve your life by improving your health. So, here's Les again. We're going to get moving again. I got to get him off this bench.
Yes. Whatever.
Whatever.
How important is courage?
Listen, I spent a day with Maya Angelou, and she said something I'll never forget. She said courage was the most important virtue. She said nothing is done without courage. Nothing. And that's real. That just think about things that you've decided that I'm going to do this now. That you tap into the courage and you say, if I make it, fine. If I don't make it, fine. But it's not okay if I stay here. Right. And courage is not the absence of fear.
Come on.
Courage is the willingness to act in spite of the fear. That's why I said earlier, it takes courage to be a comedian. Because when you say something and you just know it's going to be funny, well, there are audiences that have their own personality.
Yeah.
Be funny to one audience, but it's not funny to another audience. And when it falls flat and you hear crickets, it takes courage to bring you back up on stage again. They say, let me try this again.
or even finish that show.
That's right.
I know I've had times I'll perform and I wouldn't hear laughter. I just start sweating. Because you immediately think that your piece ain't working. And sometimes it don't even be that the joke ain't working, Les. Sometimes the way the audience is sat, they're so far away from you that you barely hear the laughter, but they rolling. And I'll get off the stage and I'm sweating. And I say, damn, they didn't laugh at nothing. They said, dude, are you crazy? They were rolling out there. I'm like, dude, I was on the stage, I couldn't hear it, and my mind couldn't hear it. So I was just drenched with sweat. And actually, I'd done all right, you know?
Yeah, but you can be in a place like when you speak or you do your routine internationally, your jokes have to be culturally sensitive. There's things that I've said on stage in the United States that people laugh. But when I was in Abu Dhabi, Dubai, when I was in South Africa, when I was in the UK, when I was in Hong Kong.
Mhm.
I didn't find it funny because that was not a part of their culture. So what I learned from that experience is to go early and do an assessment to learn what are the sweet spots, what are the things that I need to avoid, and what are the things that I need to do to make this a great experience. Because it's all about creating an experience.
One of the things I love that you just said is the whole idea of acceleration. That this is a season of acceleration. And I would love for each one of you to register right now to find out how you can accelerate your success and your prosperity. A lot of people have shifted themselves into neutral, Mr. Brown, and they're just coasting into the end of the year. But this is the time that you need to now put it in high gear and start moving towards your destiny, your purpose, putting as much energy as you possibly can in defining how you want 2023, 2024, 2025, and onward. You don't just have to have a most amazing year. You can have an amazing decade. You can have an amazing life. And you cannot do it by keeping your life in neutral. You've got to shift it in gear. And
I'm glad you mentioned that, because
to do that.
Yeah, part of shifting your life in another gear, a higher gear, you have to look at your relationships and ask the question, what are my relationships doing to me? Scripture asks the question, what fellowship does life have with darkness? None. Life is like an elevator, as you're aware. And the higher you go up, you have to stop and let some people off.
Yes,
and
yes.
A lot of people are not going to finish their year strong and live the life they want to live because they have too many toxic, negative, energy draining family members and friends in their life.
Low value and no value. I got to add that.
Absolutely, yes. And so you have to ask the question, what is this relationship doing to me? Mm-hmm. Am I growing mentally and emotionally and spiritually? There are people that are always there when they need you, but when you need them, you can't find them. And so when you begin to look at that, the studies indicate you earn within $2,000 to $3,000 of your closest friends. When I found that out, I got all the broke people out of my life. I said, y'all got to go. Woo!
You give yourself a going away party.
Yes.
Go with your balloons and your cake that says Bon Voyage. And they're going to say, oh, you didn't have to do it. No, I didn't do it for you. I'm doing it for myself. And I often say, could things be the way they are because you are the way you are? And what one thing can you change that can change everything? You could change your mind. Nothing about your life has to remain the same. You have full control over your destiny. Your future doesn't come from outside of you. It comes from inside of you. And, you know, again, there's a saying that you can never outperform your current concept of self, nor can you rise above the level of your self-worth.
Now, I'm glad you brought that up, because in order to finish your year strong, one of the most important things we have to do is to address what you just mentioned. Many of us are blocking and preventing ourselves from moving forward and finishing the year strong because of things that we have experienced, because of things that we've gone through. And I want people listening to us right now to write this down. You might be through with your past, but your past is not through with you.
Mm-hmm. I just love it. You know, both of you are talking about something that is so vitally important, and that is the whole idea of greatness. And let's talk about the process of greatness. So what hurdles did you overcome to get where you are today? What, can I ask that again? What hurdles did you overcome to get where you are today? And we're talking about the process of greatness.
The biggest hurdle was the environment. To look around the community where I was born and raised, and to have a vision of something beyond there. And not having other children in my age category that had that kind of vision and that kind of dream, wanting to travel and see the world. That's something that I was inspired when I looked at television and I saw I Love Lucy and the Jackie Gleason show and all those television programs. I wanted to travel around the world and see things, which I'm doing now, which I expose my kids to, and they travel. Only 15% of the population ever travel globally. But to remind myself that this is not my rightful place, that I'm not supposed to be poor, and that I'm going to buy my mother a home, and I'm going to get her out of here. A man, my mother raised us, she said, a man provides and protects. I'm old school. I don't believe that a woman should work and pay bills. A man should provide and protect. If she wants to work, that's good. But whatever money you earn, you keep that for yourself. But a man pays the bills. That's the era that I came up in. And provide and protect his family. And so when I turned 18, I sat my mother down. I said, "You never have to work again." And I took care of her until she was 89 when she made her transition. And so having the mindset that I am more than a conqueror, not just in lip service, but in how I live my life, that I can control my own personal economy. I can develop the skill set that will allow me to create multiple streams of income and to be my own boss. I will never forget when I quit a job and everybody asked on a job, "Where are you going?" I said, "I have no idea, but I'm going away from here." You know, sometimes you have to leap and grow your wings on the way down.
I say, give yourself a going away party.
Yes, that's right. I did that for a CBS station in LA. I had a big luncheon for them. And they said, what's the occasion? I said, "I'm going in another direction." You said, "You are kidding. You earning over 6 figures for 3 hours on the air. Why are you leaving?" I said, "I told you I wanted to do the radio program at home. You said you want to keep me here and have me under your thumb." I said, "I'm not a under your thumb kind of dude. I'm taking myself away from here so I can control my own future. I don't want to give you that kind of power over me."
Wow, taking back your personal power.
Yes, absolutely. You want to be able to develop yourself so you have walk-away money, so that you can walk away. If the environment does not suit you, you can walk away. If you're not earning enough, you can walk away because you know that you can create it again, that you know that you have the ability. You've been given authority and dominion over everything on the face of the earth, including your finances, to create a life that you love and that you're excited about. Helen Keller said, "Life is either a daring adventure or it's boring." And so I live an exciting life. It's great to be me.
Yeah. I love that. You know, move away from people that further entrench you into possibility blindness. Move away from a culture and people, and then take back your personal power. I mean, that's so practical. If you've given it away, that means that you have the power to take it back. Take it back and give yourself permission to succeed.
The kind of conversation we're having right now,
Yeah,
people don't get this often.
they don't.
No, you have always marched to the beat of a different drummer. Henry David Thoreau said, "If a man does not keep pace with his companions, perhaps he's listening to the beat of a different drummer. Let him march to the music that he hears, however measured or far apart." You march to the beat of a different drummer. And that's why, as a leader, you impact and you influence people because you inspire them through your example to raise the bar on themselves.
Yes. That's really, really good. That's really, really good. I want to throw out another question. What hurdles will the average person have to overcome?
Well, I think that the hurdles that the average person will have to overcome, and the biggest hurdle that I had to overcome, is one and the same. And that is to be coachable. Coachable. Yes, I know. You're shocked right now.
I am shocked.
You're shocked right now. You know,
Chevrolet, Honda, Toyota.
The world is filled with know-it-alls who accomplish very little. and the toughest thing that it is, and I understand it, is to take yourself out of the driver's seat and be led by somebody who's achieved greater results than you.
I can't believe I'm here.
Okay.
You know,
After a while, it sinks in, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we often have bright ideas that we have, different projects that we're passionate about, but unless you have some strong leadership and a coach who can guide you through some things that you might not have seen or been able to anticipate, then you're not going to make it as far as you could. Many people are struggling as solopreneurs because they don't realize the power of teamwork. Mm-hmm. I'm blessed because I don't just have a dad, a great parent, I'm a part of a great team. And because of the coaching that I received from him at an early age, by the time I was 14, I was earning over $2,500 an hour. I was traveling, spending time on the road, on tour, when most kids were still in school. And that foundation gave me the type of life that when I entered my 20s, and I was doing things that many people did not know were possible, but I knew it was possible because my coach told me it was possible. I didn't believe him at first, but there's a difference between, wanting to be successful and being groomed for greatness. So when you get a coach and you identify a coach who cares about you, who loves you, who can see your potential when you might see your limitations, then you're able to outperform your greatest dreams.
Yes, and provides the enough pressure and tension between who you are and who you have the potential to be, and helps you to raise the bar on your own expectations. That's really, really good. And then you talked about the whole idea of a team. Someone once said you go as far as the 5 people closest to you. I say that they become your prophets. And you don't go as far as your dream, you go as far as your team. And I'm only rephrasing in sound bites what you just said. That's really fantastic.
Yes.
So
I heard a person that said their definition of hell is on your last day on earth, the person you are meets the person you could have become.
My gosh. My gosh.
Okay.
That's a good quote.
whoa.
And so we should take, part of the process
I'm gonna use that.
is not running around trying to meet everybody else, but spending enough time being introduced to your greater self, because your future self is going to thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And your coach, your mentors, they can see your future self.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And one of the quotes that my dad says, which I love, which is true, sometimes you have to believe in someone else's belief in you until yours kicks in.
Oh, I like that. Because sometimes we're blinded, aren't we?
Yes, we are. And the thing about John Leslie, I learned so many things from him. Pivotal points in my life. He helped me to begin to believe in myself when I was first diagnosed with cancer. And how old were you at the time you came in the room?
I was about 14.
He's 14. He came in the room. He said, "Dad, are you going to die?" I said, "We're all going to die one day." And he said, "No, but I want to know, is this cancer going to kill you?" And I said, "Well, why are you asking me that?" He said, "You're in this room. I don't hear any motivational messages being played. The shit down. It's dark in here. Where's my dad? Is this going to kill you, or are you going to fight?" I said, I'm going to fight. What made you do that?
I just miss my dad. And what most people don't realize, when there's like a diagnosis, like a cancer, for one person, the whole family is affected. And the whole family is impacted. And I wasn't ready to lose you. And I'm happy that you fought. I'm happy that you reinvented yourself and developed different habits and started to get all the expertise about the diagnosis so that you could still be here today.
Yeah, he's
defying the odds every day.
Yes. He stopped letting the shade stuff and said, you need to listen to something. You need to put some positive stuff in your head. And so I followed his directions. I believe you're never too old to learn, and you're never too young to teach.
For folks that are here and watch this conversation that say, absolutely, I agree. I want better. I know I deserve better. But I've been in this position that I'm in here for a little while. How do I start this process? I see the vision on where I could be, but I'm here right now. What say you? What happens tomorrow? What's a practical thing that folks can do when they get up?
Is don't do what you just did. When you and your friend got together and you had a vision of manifesting this, you had no one to go and talk to and ask, how do we do it? This place, this concept did not exist. Our favorite book says, commit thy works unto the Lord, and thy thoughts shall be established. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. So you have to just make the commitment. Nothing happens until you make the commitment. Nothing works until you work. You put in the work for this to take place. And let's use work as an acronym. W, the willingness to do what's required. The willingness to do the things today others won't do in order to have the things tomorrow others won't have. The O stands for ownership mindset. You created a place, a space. Space is very important because God made a space for us before he made us. He didn't just make us and had us dangling in the air. We need a space that we can come to that allow us to create a community so that we can begin to take each other to a place in ourselves that we can't go by ourselves. That's what Mr. Washington did for me on that particular day. The R stands for reinvent yourself. That thinking that got you here won't serve us in this new environment. We're in this place where Peter Drucker said that we must be willing to unlearn, learn, and relearn so that we can navigate where we are right now. And the K stands for kindred spirits, that when you are around people that's going in the direction of where you are going, that what it does is it challenges you. It creates a synergy. It allows you to do things that you could not do by yourself because of the relationships that you're around that hold you accountable to a higher standard. I met a young man named Mike Williams, and I wish all of you write this down. He wrote a book called The Road to Your Best Stuff. And you look so much like the young Mike Williams. And he was my newsman. I was disc jockey at WVKO radio station in Columbus, Ohio. He saw this Les Brown before I saw this Les Brown. He was my newsman. He said, Brownie. I said, yeah. He said, man, you can do more than be a disc jockey. It's very important for you to have someone, and this is the value of the gathering spot, a positive connection that will believe in you until your belief kicks in. And I said, come on, Mike. I couldn't imagine what he told me
I could do. He said, man, you can change people's lives around the world. I said, are you kidding me? At that time, I was LB Triple P, Les Brown, your platter plant popper. There were none before me, and there will be none after me. Therefore, that makes me the one and only. Young and single and love to mingle, certified, bona fide, indubitably qualified to bring you satisfaction, a whole lot of action. Look out, baby, I'm your love man. I was hungry. And so he saw this dude, and I'm thinking,
I would have seen him too.
I'm a disc jockey, man. And I said, what do you think I can do other than this? I thought, have you ever had somebody see something in you that you didn't see in yourself? Yeah. And he said, Les, I see you going to these seminars and these workshops. He said, I hear you quoting Malcolm and Dr. King all the time. He said, what's in them, it's also in you. I was Les Brown, the man about town at that particular time. And I said, what you talk about, Willis? But he worked with me. We're still together to this day. And he helped me to begin to see what he saw. And it was a process.
When did you see it for yourself?
It was an ongoing process, but I think that the deciding moment was when I spoke in the Georgia Dome. There's a video that's on the internet. Millions of people have viewed it, called It's Not Over Till You Win. And the guy that invited me, Dexter Yeager, he did not like me at all. He'd never had a black person on his stage as a motivational speaker. He had a choice of Dr. Norman Vincent Peale, Zig Ziglar, Tony Robbins, Jim Rohn. And he asked me, do you know why I asked you to come? I said, why? He said, because I need someone who can command this audience. I said, oh. And he said, I don't like you. And I didn't ask him why. I had to remember why I was there. And I just kept thinking, if he's chosen me to do this, I'm not interested in getting into an argument with this dude, okay? Mike Williams said, Brownie, keep the main thing the main thing. So he said, I don't like niggers. And as I was sitting there, Liberty City was about to come out. And I remember something that Mike told me. He said, anger is a wind that blows out the lamp of the mind. I decided not to get angry. And I didn't answer and I didn't respond. And I know he wanted a response from me. He said, but there's something about you. You speak from your heart. And I need someone to command this audience. And you don't speak from your head, you speak from your heart. And you've come from some hard times. And you are the one to do this job today. I said, thank you very much. And I was frightened. I thought they brought me there to speak to 500 people in a dining room area. And the guy said to me, you Les Brown? I said, yes. Man, what is it like to speak to 80,000 people? I said, I don't know. You don't know? I said, no. He said, come here a minute. So he took me, he said, look out there. You see those people there? I said, yes. He said, that's who you're speaking to. I said, to them? He said, yes, all white audience. I took off and started running down the hall. He said, where are you going? I said, to the bathroom, but it's number 1. So they called Mike and said, Les is in the bathroom and he won't come out, because I couldn't hear the voices in my head. And he said, Brownie, you're scared, aren't you? I said, yes. Brownie, can you hear me? I said, yes. I said, Mike, it's 80,000 people. I've never spoke to an audience that large before. He said, so what? They came to hear you. You didn't come to hear them. I said, Mike, oh my goodness, I can't hear the voices. He said, Brownie, just remember these words: distract, dispute, and inspire. He said, do it for your mother. I said, man, don't use my mama against me. He said, you always said you wanted to buy her home. If you make this happen, man, this will be a big deal. People around the world will see this, and it will be a deciding point in your speaking career. Do it for your mother. She's going to tell the neighbors about it. She's going to say, that's my boy. I'm so glad that I adopted them. And I said, okay. I came out and started walking toward the stage. And when I went up the steps, he looked at me and he said, you got this. I said, you believe in me, Mike? He said, yeah. You can do this. I said, thank you, man. Because I never had a father. He's just 2 years older than me. But he was like a father said to his son, you can do this. And I felt it in my heart. And I took that microphone and I went out there and I wore him out.
There's something in you. It says that you're not sitting back waiting to see what politicians will do for you. There's something in you that says, I'm not going to focus on the general economy. I'm going to focus on my personal economy. There's something in you that says the most dependable hand in the world is the one at the end of your risk. There's something in you that says always strive to get on top in life because it's the bottom that's overcrowded. You are different. You have greatness within you. Dr. Howard Thurman, come forth. Here's a man that, after having 238 radiation seed implants, and my PSA continued to increase. In fact, last year this time it was over 1,500, and the little C cancer had eaten 40% of my T1 vertebrae. And I was reading his words that night after leaving Florida Hospital, and doctors had told me that cancer had reappeared, had metastasized in 8 areas of my body. And I began to laugh as the doctor spoke to me, and he was looking real serious. He said, why are you laughing? I said, I feel like Mother Teresa. He said, what do you mean? She said, Lord, I know you know how much I can bear. I wish you didn't have so much confidence in me. And now my PSA is 0.0. I'm debt-free, cancer-free. Yes, indeed. I stand before you because of God's grace and mercy. And trust me, it's better to be seen than to be viewed. But Dr. Thurman was called upon by Dr. Martin Luther King Sr. He said, Howard, I want you to mentor my boy, MLK. He was a member of an elite group of orators and mystics and philosophers in his day. He was an advisor to Mahatma Gandhi and to Abbot Schweitzer. He wrote, deep is the hunger, the voice of the genuine, the centering moment. He wrote some words that I was reading around 3 o'clock in the morning that grabbed me. He said, the ideal situation for a man or woman to die is to have family members praying with them as they cross over. He said, but imagine being on your deathbed and standing around your bed, the ghost of the dreams, the ideas, the abilities, the talents given to you by life, but you, for whatever reason, you never pursued those dreams. You never used those talents. You never used those gifts. You never used those abilities. And there they are standing around your bed looking at you with large angry eyes saying, we came to you, and only you could have given us life. And now we must die with you forever. And the question is, if you died today, what dreams, what ideas,
what books, what leadership, what voice, what story will die with you? Miles Monroe, great speaker out of the Bahamas, said the wealthiest place on the planet, it's not in the Far East where there's oil in the ground. It's not in South Africa where there are diamond mines. He said the wealthiest place on the planet is there you'll find potential never realized. There you'll find books never written. There you'll find abilities and skills and talents and gifts the world never had exposure to. Maybe that's why Henry David Thoreau asked in a moment of anguish, what if you live your whole life only to discover that it was wrong? That it was wrong. God had so much more in mind for you. Maybe that's why he said, oh God, to reach the point of death, only to realize that you've never lived, only to realize that you've never scraped the surface of your potential. Everybody let us say together, live full, die empty. And the people in this room have decided to live full. The people in this room have decided to die empty. The people in this room have decided to live life on their terms and not to be a volunteer victim. When you say yes to this industry, you're saying yes for a bigger life. You're saying yes, I'm tired of playing small. You're saying yes, I'm really ready to be empowered to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. You're saying yes to providing for yourself and your family. There's something that's in you that says, I'm not mentally fit to work for somebody for the rest of my life. You're saying yes to your life, yes to your dreams, yes to your unfolding future. Give yourselves a round of applause. Give yourself a round of applause. I didn't do this for years. I would go in the balcony of auditoriums and watch Jim Rohn and Dr. Dennis Waitley and Zig Ziglar. And my heart would beat so fast because I love helping people. How many of you love helping people? Raise your hands. I love helping people. And my heart said, I can do that. But then when I would leave there, and as I was walking to the car, my mental conditioning began to speak. And it would say, Les Brown, you can't do that. You don't have a college education. Les Brown, you can't do that. What makes you think that you have something to say that somebody would listen to you? Les Brown, you can't do that. What makes you think that you can speak for AT&T, Procter & Gamble, McDonald's Corporation, IBM? You've never worked for a major corporation. Les Brown, you can't do that. You were adopted. You don't even know who your parents are. How many of you ever thought about something you wanted to do? You felt it in your heart, and then your mind talked you out of it. Raise your hands, please. I convinced myself that I couldn't do it. I learned something from that experience. Whenever there's an argument between your heart and your mind, follow your heart. There are things that the heart can understand and feel that the mind cannot relate to. Maybe that's why my favorite book says, lean not unto thine own understanding, and all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. There are things that you feel, that you know in your heart of hearts, that's not logical, it's not practical, it's not realistic, but there's something in you that says, I can do this. I can do this. After facing defeats and disappointments and failures again and again and again, there's still something in you that says, I can do this. Operating out of a thinking when life knocks you down, try and land on your back, because when you can look up, you can get up. I can do this. I can do this. When you present and people say, oh yes, I'd like to be a part of that. Yes, they have the personality and they need it, and they don't show up. You end up being a babysitter. You have to be a counselor and a psychologist and a minister. They challenge you to pray to Jesus and Yahweh and Melchizedek and Buddha. They'll get on your last nerve, have you chanting, Nomi Yoho Renge Kyo. It's interesting when you talk to people about securing their future, and you can't help them to become actively engaged in their own life. A friend of mine named Lorraine had me to come to do an intervention with her brother that was addicted to drugs, and he told us to get out of his house. And as we were going down the steps, I said, "I'm sorry I failed. I'm so disappointed." And she said something that I'll never forget. I want you to remember. She said, "Les, most people won't participate in their own rescue." Wow. Most people won't participate in their own rescue. You have a vehicle that will allow them to create their own job. You have products that people need. You have training and coaching where they'll be in business for themselves, but not by themselves. You have leadership of people who've proven that it's possible you can live your dreams. It's possible you got a shot at creating a fortune. Everybody's not going to do it. We can't predict performance. And all you are saying, hey, listen, here's an opportunity. And don't take it personal when people say no to you. They're not saying no to you. They're saying no to themselves. They're saying no to living a bigger life. They're saying no to what's going on in their head because they're suffering from possibility blindness. They can't see themselves doing more. They don't want to do that extra work. So they're saving you some time. They know they're trifling and don't want to work. Don't try and convince them to say yes. A person convinced against their will is of the same opinion still. This is hard work. H-A-R-D and H-E-A-R-T. Hard work and heart work. You got to gut this out. You've got to make know your vitamin. You've got to fail your way to success. You've got to be unstoppable. You have to operate like Willie Jolly, who said a setback is a setup for a comeback. You've got to be relentless when you're building a business. You got to be able to have courage after you face rejection and again and again and again. After somebody tell you they're going to show up and then they don't come, they don't return your calls. It takes courage. Go out and start talking to people. It takes courage when creditors are breathing down your neck and family members saying, "Oh, there he goes again with another pyramid scheme." Am I making sense to you? What I'm doing. I didn't do this for 14 years because I didn't have the courage. I was afraid of being rejected because I don't have a college education. I had a tremendous inferiority complex. And something else. In order to make this business successful, to go from a 9 to 5 to 5 until you faint, it's a different mindset. It requires a radical change. How many of you know that it's hard building a thriving residual income on a monthly basis? Raise your hands, please. Yeah, that's why most people won't say yes. It's much easier to complain about the economy. It's much easier to complain about our elected officials. It's much easier to talk about the recession. That's much easier. To come up with excuses and why you can't do it. That's where I was. That's where I set up station for a long time. My mentor said something to me, Mike Williams. I want you to write this down. He said, anybody can complain. He said, if you do what is easy, that's complaining. If you do what is easy, your life will be hard. But if you do what is hard, your life will be easy. Come on now, that's strong medicine. If you do what is easy, complain about your situation, your circumstances. If you do what is easy, stand around and be a volunteer victim like everybody else. If you do what is easy, surrender and give up on your dreams, become depressed and bitter and angry. Anybody can do that. If you do what is easy, your life will be hard. But if you do what is hard, keep coming back again and again and again. If you do what is hard, approaching strangers, talking to people in shopping malls, get up dressed every day, going out prospecting, knowing some way, somehow, with a spirit of expectation, somebody's out here looking for an opportunity. You can go outside right now and see some pigeons, but you're out hunting for eagles, and they're not common. And if you do that over and over and over again, somebody's going to show up. Somebody's going to say, I'm the one. Dr. Thurman, I love him so much. What a great writer. He said, there's something in each and every one of you that waits and listens to the voice of the genuine in yourself. It will be perhaps the only guide you will ever have. And if you cannot hear it, all of your life, your days will be spent on the ends of strings that somebody else pulls. And I submit to you that you invested the time and money to go to the airport, to fly cross country. I suggest to you, some of you drove here. I suggest to you, you showed up because you said, I'm going to pull my own strings. I'm going to control my own life. Nobody will ever pull my strings again. Give yourselves a round of applause.